The clock in the room is slow. iPhone says it's 6 o'clock. No, keep chatting. It's good. Thank you, everyone, for being here for the Monday, August 4th regular City Council meeting. We will begin with our opening ceremonies, invocation followed by the salute to the flag delivered by Mr. Jansen. Please rise.
Let us pray. Good and gracious Heavenly Father, as I lift my brother and sister up in prayer, I'm reminded that your grace is endless and that your mercies are renewed every morning. Lord, we just thank you for the opportunity to pray and that our prayers are answered. Lord, we thank you for your hand at healing, touching those that have ailments and those that need the healing that only you can give. Lord, we just ask you to look over our first responders and our military as they protect our peace. Lord, most of all, we thank you for your Son, Jesus, and the perpetuation that he has provided for our salvation. For it's in his name we pray. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting is called to order. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Golding.
Here.
Councilmember Horn.
Here.
Councilmember Jansen.
Here.
Councilmember Sutton.
Here.
Councilmember Wagner.
Here.
Councilmember Wouters.
Here.
Mayor Hoffman.
Here. Moving on to approval of minutes.
I move that we approve the agenda.
I'm sorry. Approval of the agenda. We have a motion and seconding the discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Announcements. Councilmember Golding.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to recognize our staff who were involved in the back to school event at the Carver Center this past Saturday. It was a really, really great event. This was, for those of you who may not know about it, this was an opportunity to partner with Beam and some other organizations in our community to hand out backpacks and school supplies to kids who needed it. And needless to say, they were all handed out, and unfortunately people had to be turned away, so there's definitely a need, but it was a really great event, and our staff did a great job putting on that event, especially the Carver Center staff. I also want to, while I'm mentioning staff, I want to recognize our financial staff who have worked really hard to put our budget together, but also put a lot of time into responding to the DOGE requests that we got from the state recently, and I know that was a lot of work between the budget and working on that. So want to recognize our financial staff for all that they've been doing there. Want to let everybody know that there's a town hall this Thursday with Senator Yarborough and Representative Michael. It's going to be at 7 o'clock at the Beaches Branch Library. This will be a great opportunity to interface with our state elected officials, for our citizens to have a chance to hear them talk about their priorities, but also let them know what your priorities are. So when they go to Tallahassee, they will be representing us here at the beach. Also want to bring up an issue that is a very important issue, and our friend Kevin Brown is here tonight, and I know he's going to talk about it, but Kevin made me aware of the fact that about a week ago we had 6 sea turtle hatching disorientations in South Jacks Beach, and that's not good, because that means that we have too much light on our beach at night, whether it's residential or commercial. So Kevin and I took a ride down the beach from like 9 o'clock till about 10:30 to look at what we're seeing and what the turtles are seeing. And it's really disappointing. We have a sea turtle, for some of our new council members, we have a sea turtle lighting ordinance, and unfortunately our community is not doing a good job of complying with that ordinance. But I will say, I do want to give huge kudos to 4 Points by Sheraton, to Best Western, and to Margaritaville. Those 3 had sea turtle lights, and Beaches Energy We could see the street ends, all the lights that Beaches Energy had replaced with the amber lights. So we have some good things going on, but we can do better. And I feel like we have an opportunity, and maybe as council people, if we know people who live along the ocean front, or we know business owners along the ocean front, I think now is the time for us to start talking to them. And I feel like we really need to have an education campaign, and we need to it needs to be something that's ongoing. But I wanted to add one other thing. My sister was visiting from Tennessee, and we were talking about the sea turtles because she was staying at the Hampton Inn, and there's a sea turtle nest in front of the Hampton Inn. And I explained to her the issues with lighting and everything, and she said, "Oh yeah, we go to Hilton Head every year on vacation. We stay in a condo with my father-in-law or with her father-in-law." And she said they have signs on their sliding glass doors that say, "Close your curtains at night to protect the sea turtles." And Hilton Head is doing it right, and their beach is dark, and the community seems to embrace the need to do that. Plus, by doing this, they're educating the tourists so that they know that they should be doing it too. And so I feel like maybe instead of clean, dark, flat mugs, we need to print some stickers that condos and hotels can put on their windows or their sliding glass doors, because some of the biggest offenders were people just not closing their windows, and they've just got huge, like major lights blasting the beach from their condo or their hotel room. And the only other thing I'll mention is that she was staying at the Hampton Inn. So I took the opportunity to, when I went by to see her, I was asking the guy at the front desk, I said, "So I'm just curious, do you guys have any educational material here about sea turtles and to give to your guests?" And he's like, No, we don't. I said, "Well, you have a sea turtle nest in front of your hotel." And he's like, "Yeah, I noticed that the other day." But so sadly, the staff there don't have, they're not doing anything to educate their guests. And my sister, when she came down to visit, I had asked her, "Please tell me what you have in your room." And she said, "Yeah, there was nothing in the room to educate, to give us any information about sea turtles or closing our windows to make sure that the lights from our room are not interfering with the sea turtles." So we have a huge opportunity here. And so I would just like to share this with you guys and inspire all of us. And hopefully maybe we can talk about this, in a future briefing where we can maybe brainstorm amongst ourselves on things that we could do to try to wrap our arms around this and get our community to be an example of how you protect our sea turtles. And then the only other thing I will mention is I had shared this with Mike after Kevin and I did the beach tour, because it was so alarming. And Jacob is doing a Take Two Tuesday tomorrow. And so I encourage everybody to look for that Take Two Tuesday, because it's going to be about sea turtles and the lighting. And I hope that if you can share it, that'll be a great way for us to get the word out about what we need to be doing in our community to be better about protecting our little sea turtles. Thank you.
Spoiler alert. Just kidding. I did want to add, though, that we did a couple years ago, and kind of infuriates me to hear that whoever it was at the front desk, but we did a piece with the 3 beaches cities in conjunction with Beaches Go Green to put in all of the hotels about our beach rules as well as sea turtle information, etc. So we can certainly revisit that with them. And then also there's funding from the license plate, the sea turtle license plate. They do grant funding for awareness campaigns. So maybe that is something we should look at in partnership with our friends at Beaches Sea Turtle Patrol. Mr. Jansen.
Yeah, real quick. We just came off of a budget workshop with our police department, Beaches Energy, and Parks and Rec. Thank you to those department heads for the hard work and the wonderful presentations you put in. You're doing an awesome job. And of of course, Ashley. She's the machine behind the budget. So, thank you for all your hard work. And we have another workshop tomorrow as well, and they're throughout the entire month. So, you'll be hearing from me as those come along. Also, next week, the majority of us on this dais, I believe, will all be going to the Florida League of Cities annual conference, which is in essence the kickoff of the new legislative season. So you're going to be hearing a lot from all of us up here about the new laws and resolutions that are going to be looked to be passed, and those that are going to be positive and those that we're going to have to fight against. We all sit in a certain policy committee, so look forward to hearing from us on that, piggybacking off of our town hall. So we have some challenges that are going to be coming our way, and we'll see if we can move some pendulums in a direction if we want to move them.
Thank you, Mr. Jansen. I want to add my kudos to the staff for putting together the budget bus tour, especially we haven't done one of those in a few years, and actually physically see the issues, the number of golf balls at the substation really justified the net that we just approved a couple weeks ago. So it was, it's always really good to put eyes on things, especially when they come to us later in the year for votes. We just got confirmation. State Rep Michael's office has been working with a program called FLOW, which is Florida Licensing on Wheels, and it's a big bus type of thing where you can go in and get your driver's license renewed. I wish I had known about this before I said it. The clerk of courts for 3 hours on anyway. So you can do that. There's a whole host of things that you can do, state services, and it'll be on August 28th from 10 to 2, and it's going to be parked right outside of City Hall. I think right on this side of Latham Plaza. So we'll send that out to the council members and put that out on our social media. So if you guys could help us amplify that, it'll be a nice service for our residents to be able to access right here in the heart of Jacksonville Beach. We do have a Sea Walk session on Wednesday. I always look at Molly to confirm. I forgot, again, as usual, my tradition, forgot who the artist is, but I did remember that there is a Trevor Lawrence lookalike contest. Mm-hmm. I'm not seeing anyone in this room, but you might know someone. I mean, a good wig could really help anyone be competitive, and there's going to be, I think, a signed ATN jersey, so it'll be worth dusting off your Trevor Lawrence wig, should you have one. And do you know who the artist is, Molly? Do you know? Oh, okay, one of us is going to remember one of them. Anyway, it's one of our lifeguards. Oh, that's name? No? Okay. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, Liz Becca. Yeah, okay, great. And there'll be a food truck out there right here in Latham Plaza. So please come out and enjoy. Bring your chairs and your Trevor Lawrence wigs. Mr. Jansen, did you have another?
Nope.
Okay. Mr. Horn.
I want to say, yep, thanks very much for all I echo what Councilman Jansen said about the budget meeting we had earlier. Appreciate all the department heads coming out. I want to follow up. I just briefly mentioned this to one of our citizens, but at our last council meeting, we approved $100,000 for an emergency repair to a drain pipe, but we were able to identify the offending cable company, and they will be getting a lovely bill from the city of Jacksonville Beach, so we're getting all of our taxpayer dollars back, and that's a wonderful thing. The only other thing I want to say was roughly a week ago, I was lucky enough to participate again in in the Volunteer Life Saving Corps Mennonach Ocean Swim. I was not victorious. I did not win. I'm sorry. Although I was the fastest member of the council. But I have great respect for anybody who's willing to swim 3.5 miles in the ocean. I was only beaten by one person, but you know, we do this every year, so it's not a closed race. You guys are welcome to come out. You know, we start down there at the Ponte Vedra Inn Club, just go out offshore and make a left and come on down to Beach Boulevard. It's a lot of fun. So we'll see you all next year. I'm hoping to get all of council to swim next year. Thanks.
It doesn't even sound fun. Like, I can't even fake it. I'm so glad that were so successful, and congratulations to Mennonach for their many years of sponsoring that race. But you will not ever see me doing that. I'll come and cheer.
Maybe the polar plunge.
Polar plunge, I'll do.
I will say, in 2016, myself and another person pulled an old lifeguard in a kayak, and we got the three of us together. Not right. The three of us together got 5th, 6th, and 7th.
I'm willing to be pulled in a kayak. That's it.
If you want to get pulled in the kayak next year, I will pull you, Mayor.
Are we recording? Okay, it's happening. We're gonna do it. Any other council announcements? Courtesy of the floor to visitors. Kevin Brown, come on up. You know the drill. I think I know what we're gonna hear about.
Oh, push the button.
I need that. Kevin Brown, 1833 Kings Court, still in Jacksonville Beach for a little while. So Sandy kind of spilled the beans a little bit on this. What happens real quickly is when the hatchlings come out and she didn't go into the nesting females. We've had like 56 false crawls. And a false crawl is when the female comes up and she's disorientated, and instead of laying the eggs, she goes back into the ocean. Real quick, if she doesn't get rid of those in 14 days, she dumps them out in the water. We have a light issue. As said, I finally got FWC to allow me to take somebody in the cart, and I took Miss Golding, and we've all the beaches have an ordinance. We have Mr. Knight, who we work through, who has done everything he can. That's why I've got her out there. We've done everything we can. I don't have a badge. I don't have any authority other than please turn your lights out. One turtle nest went 7 blocks parallel to the dune. Through 2 blowouts, we found some hatchlings in the puddles, but all lights. We are a destination point. We have grown. So we're getting a lot of visitors. And I think we're a little bit lax in enforcing and educating. And it's all about education. Look at our sand dunes. We started that. They're beautiful. And we get boasted on that all the time about where we are with that. So I've got an instrument here. We're going to go out again, I believe. This will tell us if a light is good or bad. It's real simple. You just kind of look through it, and if anybody's interested, like I'm looking at those red numbers, and I can't see them. But I look at this light, and it's blue. That means not turtle friendly. There are some people that are doing well. She mentioned them. I need help, just like I did before. I need support. We need support. We have a great hatchling rate. We're about 92%, which is awesome. And but lights are definitely an issue. Those turtles need to find the natural light, and they're confused. They're having a little issue. You stay 60 days in the sand and pop out, and you got a floodlight right in front of you. So what I wanted to get on record is saying we have an issue, and you guys have always supported everything that I've done, which I'm thankful for. So now I'm asking you again, some way, somehow, if I could we got to come up with an idea. Sandy mentioned Hilton Head, Jekyll Island's the same way. And that's a thought that we can go down the road with. But it is an issue, and we need to address it. And I thank you for your time.
Thanks, Coach. That is the only speaker card that we have. Moving on to consent agenda.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. City manager, new business. Mr. Cuevas, come on up.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, staff, public. My name is Don Cuevas, Electrical Engineering Supervisor for Beaches Energy Services. Just to give you a little background on this agenda item. So our current contractor, Hart Utilities and Beaches Energy Services, or City of Jacksonville Beach, have completed a 3-year contract early this year around February or March. So right after that, we went on a month-to-month extension while we work with procurement to send the request for proposals out to several contractors. Procurement emailed them, and before the formal process, we talked to a couple of contractors. The way the RFP works, Beaches Energy Services have identified like 42 items We call them work units. And mainly and approximately the prices are based on the previous 12 to 18 months current contract. The prices are composed of the material costs and labor costs. And like I said, we send it out so contractors can bid it. We have identified 42 units with prices. All the contractors have to do, if they can do it for the same price, they'll put 1.0 on the multiplier. If they can do it for a little bit cheaper, we've experienced in the past, they'll put 0.95 or 0.97. Unfortunately, in this go around, Hart Utilities is the only contractor that bid. They bid 1.2. As mentioned, we've talked to a few contractors for the formal process, but when the time came, I guess they decided they have plenty on their plate. So the only good thing about this is Hart Utilities have worked with us for over 10 years, and they have completed. They have been good. They completed another contract with us. They also have a contract with JA. I mentioned that because our workload is it can be busy. Sometimes there's none, and then all of a sudden we have to call in for emergency work. So having a contract with our neighboring utilities help them to manage their crew, their equipment, just managing the workflow. So although we only have a contractor on board right now, I think we'll be okay with continue to work with Hart Utilities until the thing starts to settle down a little bit more. They've been good to work with, and we recommend to award them another. I think we're going for a 5-year contract. It can be canceled or terminated at will. But yeah, if things continue on to be as crazy as like what's going on, at least we have a secure 5-year contract with Hart Utilities. So that's it. Any questions? Maybe.
Thank you, Mr. Cuevas. We'll have a motion on section 1. Mayor Pro Tem.
Yeah. I move we award RFP number 05-2425 to Hart Utilities of Jacksonville, Inc. for the installation of underground infrastructure.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions for Mr. Cuevas? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner,
Yes.
Councilmember Wouters,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes, motion carries. Item 2.
I move that we authorize the mayor and city manager to negotiate and execute any contract as a result of this award.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Mr. Horn?
Sorry, I thought about saying this before, and then it just popped up again in my head. So we do have the option, though, of canceling this if we find ourselves 2 years from now in an environment where there are other contractors. I mean, obviously, this is a single bidder and a single option we have, and we have to have the contract. So, but we do have the option down the road.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, that's what I want to hear.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr. Thank you, Mr. Horn. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner,
Yes.
Councilmember Wouters,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes, motion carries. Item B. Mr. Taylor.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Joel Taylor. I'm the Chief Information Officer for the City of Jacksonville Beach. In 2003, the city required a software program called OptiView. The purpose for this software is to automate and execute many of the city's key operating and financial reports. This system currently runs approximately 241 reports, including reports such as the IE meter inventory listing, deposit register, cash posting, and many more. In 2019, the OptiSpool product was discontinued by the vendor. However, they have continued support up until last year, when unfortunately that support is no longer available. Since it's a key system that supports the city's internal operations and helps the city meet our record retention requirements, it is critical that we update to the latest product called OptiView. The decision was delayed last year as we are in the process of determining the direction of our ERP strategy for the city. This product will, in fact, integrate with our existing Central Square upgrade product. I recommend that the council approve the purchase of Objective Loon product for $55,920, which will enable the previously discussed reports to be run and stored in our new file-bound document management system. The expense breakdown is a $15,000 3-year agreement for the license purchase, a $3,000 per year over 3 year for support of the product, and a $31,920 one-time 14-day implementation and support professional services. This is a sole source purchase and falls under the master service agreement for the Upland FileBound project that was purchased in July of 2024. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. A motion on section 1?
I move we approve the purchase of a document management and reporting system upgrade from Upland Software Inc. and declare Upland Software Inc. a sole source provider for future purchases.
Second?
We have motion and a second. Any discussion? Always very glad to hear when the systems will integrate with each other. That's refreshing. Questions, comments? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner,
Yes.
Councilmember Wouters,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes, motion carries. Section 2?
I move we delegate the city manager as an authorized representative to sign Upland Software Inc. quote number Q-317487 and statement of work.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from council? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner,
Yes.
Councilmember Wouters,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
excuse me, Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes, motion carries.
Did my vote count there? I'm not sure.
Are you distracted by the thought of me being pulled down the beach in a kayak? Because I keep cracking up over here. Must have been it. Okay, thank you, Mr. Taylor. Next item, Mr. Flores. And we all remember this from the budget bus tour. It was at peak sweat. This was right where the heat of the day, standing in an unair conditioned room. So we are excited to hear more.
Can you push the button?
Is that better? Okay. So before you is the funding request, as I mentioned, for the first project of the space needs effort that we started a couple of years ago. As mentioned on Friday, we are looking to do this project in 2 phases. The first phase is going to be the construction of the space of the meter shop, which is going to be rehoused in the southeast corner of the O&M building facility. So we were standing in pretty much in that space. That was half of it. The remaining half of it is going to be the covered canopy that's right there for where the Beaches Energy vehicles are parked. And then phase 2 is going to be the remodeling of the space that's vacated by the meter shop. So I think, Molly, do you have so the first phase, as you can see in the current, is kind of like where we were standing on Friday. And then that entire space is going to get built out. We anticipate probably about 5 months to be done. And then once that gets completed, then we're going to go ahead and move in the meter shop people back into that space. And then the other building will be gutted and redone. So we're looking at the agenda item that you had before. You had a whole, and had all the vendors' information for the 3 piggybacks. So we're looking to piggyback 3 agreements for this project. We have one, which is a CM at risk delivery method from St. John's School Board with Alden White. Then that's to do the construction. The second is to for all the integrated life safety and security work with Siemens, and that's a piggyback of the Sourcewell contract. And finally, the third is the piggyback of furniture and fixtures for Purdue with Steelcase Products, Alpha Florida DMS. So we anticipate the entire project to take about 10 to 11 months. We're looking to get started, if approved, as soon as possible. So it would be hopefully by July of next year be completed. So I've got representatives with Alden White, Cindy Reese, and Tom Norman with Alice 3P here to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. And this is a great example of why we do the budget tour, because to have been in the space and see it versus the black and white drawings was really impactful. Motion on section 1.
I move we approve the meter building conversion project utilizing the competitively awarded master agreement for construction management between Alden White Constructors and St. Johns County School Board at a guaranteed maximum price of $2,348,388.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Wagner,
Yes.
Councilmember Wouters,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes, motion carries. Section 2.
I move we approve a budget of $807,020 for the remaining meter building conversion project work, which includes integrated life, safety, and security, furniture and fixtures, and a 15% contingency.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Wouters,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Flores.
Thank you.
3. Here's number 3.
Item 3, sorry.
Yeah.
I had already turned my page over.
I move to authorize the mayor and city manager to execute any agreements that may be required within the scope of the construction manager at risk delivery method.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner,
Yes.
Councilmember Wouters,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Oh, he's gone. All right. Moving on to our ordinances. We have a second hearing or second reading.
Mayor, I have no updates for council. The request remains the same.
Thank you, Director Ireland. Madam Clerk, will you read the ordinance by title, please?
An ordinance of the City of Jacksonville Beach, Florida, amending the 2050 Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map, providing for a change of future land use designations on approximately 0.91 acres of land located on Ponce de Leon Boulevard between 2nd Street South and Ponte Vedra Boulevard from recreation open space to low-density residential, providing for legislative findings, repeal of conflicting ordinances, severability, Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk. This ordinance for the amendment to the text of the 2050 Comprehensive Plan is before the Council for a public hearing and adoption on its second reading. Under the laws of the state of Florida, an ordinance which changes the text of any element of the city's 2050 Comprehensive Plan is a legislative proceeding. A legislative proceeding means that a governing body is acting in its rulemaking capacity. It is the duty of the Council to arrive at sound decisions regarding proposed changes to the text of the adopted 2050 Comprehensive Plan. This includes receiving citizen input regarding any proposed text change. The application has been reviewed by staff and the Planning Commission for consistency with other portions of the comprehensive plan. The council may hear from all interested parties in the legislative determination of an amendment to the text of the city's 2050 comprehensive plan. The council's decision on a comprehensive plan amendment application is based on the criteria set forth in Florida statutes. I will now open the public hearing on ordinance number 2025-8226. We already heard from Director Ireland that the staff does not have any updates. Does the applicant have any updates or wish to speak? Thank you. I do not have any speaker cards on this item. Would anyone in the audience wish to speak on this item? Seeing none, public hearing is closed. May I have a motion on this item?
I move we adopt ordinance number 2025-8226 on the second reading for a small-scale future land use map amendment to change the future land use map designation of 0.91 acres from recreation open space to low-density residential.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Before opening the floor for discussion or questions by the council, please be reminded that our decisions will be based on the criteria set forth in Florida statutes, staff's reports, the recommendation of the Planning Commission, and the public input at all hearings. We have a motion and a second. And is there any discussion by council? Mr. Wouters.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, Director Ireland, I had a question about this memo. I'm not sure if you authored it, explaining the background and so forth. On page 2, under your discussion of flu 1.4.2, I'm a little curious about this comment. The use of the ROS land for public recreation would be disruptive to existing residents. What do you mean by public recreation? Like a park?
Yes, sir. So should that property, let's say, stay in recreation open space and turned into some type of public or private park, you'd have a lot more traffic through that area. I mean, just think about the traffic we get at Sunshine and Gonzales, for example. Folks that don't live in that neighborhood, the only way to get to that property is through the existing neighborhood.
Well, please forgive me, but I would agree with our parks director that no park would be disruptive to a community. But that's just my view. And let me just ask you one other question. As we can see, there are a lot of trees on this lot. Are they going to have to pay into our tree fund or anything like that so that we can hopefully reclaim trees in another part of our city?
So it's hard to answer that question since I haven't seen a tree survey of what's out there versus what they'll be required to plant. Our tree requirement for planting is based on the square footage of each lot. So if they do take out all the trees, they will have to plant more to make up for it. I can't say whether or not there's protected trees on this site. Again, I haven't seen a tree survey. It looks like mostly scrub and palm trees, so very likely they mostly can come out, but they will be replaced with the tree requirement in the code.
Oh, yeah, because I've walked through it actually, and I have seen some trees that are 6 inches in diameter. But I am glad to know, will these trees be replaced in our city?
Yes, there's a requirement for the trees to be planted on site for each property, depending on whether, it's commercial or residential. We have a minimum tree requirement. So based on the size of the lots, there should be no reason why they wouldn't be able to plant the required amount of trees.
All right, I have nothing further. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from council? Mr. Sutton?
Thank you, Mayor. I continue my position from prior, and with regard to a park, this is privately owned today, so I think that's purely speculative at this point, unless the city were to purchase that, which I don't know that there's any plan or that there would be any plan for that. Mr. Payton and Ponte Vedra is perfectly entitled to do with this what they would, and again, given that this is after hole number 13, I think it would make for a great location for a bathroom. There to the left of that green, with the cart path cutting in front of the green and going around to the 14th tee, and I think that would be much less attractive for the neighbors that are there. And I'm not sure that Ponte Vedra would have to do anything with the trees. They probably, for the most part, could clear that out as the way it is currently. So I'm in favor of this.
Thank you, Mr. Sutton. I just want to clarify the mischaracterization of Director Fatidi's comments earlier at our budget workshop. He was asked if he thought the passive park proposed at South Beach Parkway and Jacksonville Drive would be disruptive to the neighbors. He did not believe that it would, but I think we all nodded our heads that there are certainly times the parks could be disruptive to the neighbors, and the example that I used is if there's a pickleball court. So I just wanted to clarify that because he's not here to clarify that statement himself. Mr. Wouters, revisit.
Please forgive me, Mayor, if I misspoke, but I thought I clearly asked him would any park, and I followed that up with that question, but that's fine.
Your correction and apology has been noted. Any other questions or comments from council? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner,
Yes.
Councilmember Wouters,
No.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes, motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Have a great evening.